You've been entrusted with the vessel of light. There is a light in you, and no one can take that light away. The only person who has the authority and command to do so is God. For it says in His word in Matthew 5, verse 14 to 16, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Nor do people light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a stand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven." God is giving us command of His light to go and spread it, to soak ourselves in this light even, to be a living testimony of His truth and of His grace. You are called to spread it. So who is the enemy to think he can rob you of that? The catch is, if the enemy can't rob you, he'll deceive you, he'll manipulate you. His ultimate goal is to not allow us to have a personal relationship with Jesus. So where He glorified, the devil will help us glorify our works over relationship. So that we get put to work in being busy for God, but not being busy for God. You catch that? But being busy for the satisfaction of others. A true follower, a true leader of Christ drops all their eggs in the basket in the prayer closet, fully investing in God and never forsaking His first commandment for us, which is to love God above all else, nothing in between that. For it says in Revelations chapter 2, verse 4 to 5, "But I have this against you, that you have abandoned the love you had at first. Remember therefore from where you have fallen, repent and do the works you did at first. If not, I will come to you and remove your lampstand from its place unless you repent." We as followers got to be very careful and got to be very mindful of doing work that only just satisfies God. We go to places where we serve and where we minister for Jesus, but we don't know who He really is intimately. We don't really have an open relationship with God. And then we get to a place where we trust our own discernment, we trust our own wisdom, but it's not discernment or wisdom from God, but it's from us who are weak in the flesh. We are deceitful in our nature, but God has come here to give us His light so we can no longer be deceitful, but we can be trusted with it. Then we happen to place ourselves in a dangerous spot where I would say we put the mission over the missionary, and then we lose sight of the mission that we are assigned to do. We'll be travelers lost in the desert with no direction. It should be as simple as this. It should be our direction is Him, and the mission is a result of that relationship, not the other way around. We can't let our works get so great that it covers the sun and it covers the glory and the thorn that He's supposed to have in our hearts. Works aren't supposed to have thorns in our hearts, but God's supposed to have that thorn in our hearts. And I also just want to remind you that not only is your light just supposed to be your relationship with Jesus, but from that, the living testimony of your works and your faith can also be an encouragement to others. As it says in Romans 1:12 that therefore we should be mutually encouraged by one another's faith, both yours and mine. I don't think I would have got here this far just on my own faith, but my faith is built upon other people's faith, other people's testimonies. There's healing in other people's stories that you might find. There's just so much inspiration in just hearing one another's faith.